The odds of this bill being passed as a bill on itself, standalone bill, quite frankly, I think are very slim. It could happen if the American people put enough pressure on them and things come together, but the odds aren't very good. The odds of the bill being passed with their strong effort to water it down a bit is pretty good. I think they know that there's such strong public sentiment that they're going to permit something, and they'll probably attach it to some horrible bill for a reform on the regulatory system. So that's a possibility of what will happen. But the question comes up is why, if you have a majority of the people who are for it, why don't they just bring it to the floor? Don't they have to? No, they don't have to. The 290 vote means you have enough votes for it to pass under suspension. Just, the majority, the super majority support it, just bring it to the floor. They could if they wanted to. Pelosi could bring it up on Monday, the first Monday we go back, and it could be under suspension. And I imagine there wouldn't be very many who would oppose it. But it's not going to happen. The establishment does not want this, and I think if you get to be president or vice president or speaker of the House, the establishment have a lot of influence on those individuals. So they will be restrained in bringing this up unless the momentum continues, and I think that is a possibility. So we don't know exactly what will happen, but something is going to happen in the next several months. But let's say they take that bill and they do nothing. Let's say they refuse to, or pass something that is totally worthless. I think then those individuals, the groups, the citizens who have been pushing this bill, as well as the 75% who think transparency is a good idea, they're going to be outraged, because it'll prove our point that they would defy this huge majority of people and common sense in the Constitution in order to protect their secrecy on what they're doing. So I work on the assumption, I do not know for sure, but I know one thing: we can continue with this issue. This issue is going to be important for a long time to come. Now, how would you bring it to the floor? Is there a rule in the House that allows you to bring it to the floor when you have more than half the people in Congress support it? Yes, you can. You can get people to sign a discharge petition forcing it out. But I haven't chosen that way because I think the chances are slim to none that you can get Democrats to sign on to it, because they're really partisan. They'll sign on to a bill. But to challenge and start going with discharge petition, that's sort of like saying we're rejecting the entire leadership of the Democratic Party, and their political livelihood depends on at least a working relationship with their leadership. So I don't see that as being practical. What I do see as practical is building up the momentum of the people and spreading this message and insisting on it. And we will be hearing, a lot more about this. But the effort to do this, I think, shows you what the freedom movement can do. This is one bill, one very important bill, and it could do a lot of good. But it means that if you put the package together right, and you're on the right side of these issues, and you present them, and it's truthful and it's constitutional, and you can show the benefits economically speaking, and you can work on transparency, you can put coalitions together. And that's what we need to do.